finally another tutorial, the first tutorial for the new year. And I know a lot of you have been asking for me to teach you how to draw, so we are going to continue with my superhero series. And you saw the thumbnail, and today we're going to draw my man. Today we are going to draw a Jason Momoa Aquaman. Now, just like my other superhero drawing videos, this video is going to be split up into 3 different videos because there are 3 different steps whenever I decide to draw a character like Aquaman. And this is a little bit more advanced, I'm telling you guys right now, because Aquaman's outfit, it's extremely complex. So, you know, it's gonna take a little bit of work. So, it's worth it to go through all 3 videos. But out of the 3, and like I mentioned before, out of the 3, this first one is the most important because this is the construction phase. Without this phase, if you just go straight to the rendering, if you go straight to the finishing, as a lot of young artists like to do, what could happen is your drawing could look wrong. Your proportions could be off, and even worse, your drawing could appear flat. Okay, so that's why I like to do the construction video. I want you to watch the construction video just so you can understand the thinking of what goes underneath. All of that detail, the thinking of what goes underneath, all of that finishing. This is, you know, the basis, okay, the foundation to your drawing. And without a good foundation, the whole drawing's gonna crumble. Okay, so that's why this is the most important video out of the 3 videos. Okay, so we're just going to do a very simple pose for Aquaman. Okay, and as you guys saw, I originally drew this for my Inktober series. And this drawing, this particular drawing here, maybe took me about 2.5 hours overall to do. Now this particular video here, the layout phase, this is only sped up twice, okay? So it's only double the speed, so hopefully it's enough for you guys to catch on. But remember, this is a video, so if you see yourself falling behind, don't forget to hit, there's a pause button there. Hit that pause button, catch up, so you could catch up and draw along with me. So let's go ahead and draw my man, Mr. Jason Momoa as Aquaman. So time to draw some Aquaman, my man. Alright, let's get going. So as you see here, I'm just starting out roughing out the quick skeleton. Okay, so we just start with the head, and then the spine, the shoulders. So drawing a very simple stick man. So just give a very simple pose, just standing up, chest up, you know, stomach pulled in, type thing. So I always like starting out drawing a semblance of the rib cage and the pelvis. Okay, by doing so, it helps me figure out exactly how this pose is going to look. So he's going to stand at a 3/4. So that's why I drew it like that. And that one, I'm actually filling in the arms. Okay, so you saw me draw the stick figure for the arms. I'm actually filling it in now, giving it a little bit of bulk to the arms here. Now, not worrying too much about detail at this stage. For me, it's all about trying to figure out the exact pose that he is going to be in. Okay, now as you know, there's going to be a lot of detail when it comes to this particular character. So the underdrawing has to be correct, like I mentioned before. So all of this base, you know, this is like the foundation drawing. And that's what makes this stage the most important stage of the entire drawing. Because if this looks flat, okay, and if this doesn't make sense, this particular anatomy doesn't make sense, then the whole drawing is nothing. Now, you guys heard me talk about this ad nauseum before, but you know, it's so important, I gotta talk about it again. So here I go, starting to fill in the head. Now, I do have a tutorial on drawing the human head, so you guys can check that out. Might be a good primer before doing this particular tutorial. But here, as you can see, I laid out the guidelines for the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. They're pretty straightforward. Line going through the middle of the head, and then the 2 sides there for the eyes. The corner mouths, they either go in between the iris and like the inner part of the eyeball itself. Okay, but at the same time, I'm going back and forth with my reference of Jason Momoa here. Now, because I also know that this particular character is a little bit smaller than when I usually do likenesses, like it doesn't have to be 100% dead on with the likeness. I do feel, though, I came close enough where it does feel like Jason Momoa at the end of the day. But, you know, still in a non-realistic style. Let's call it like that. Or at least that's what I say when it doesn't look like the person I'm trying to draw anyway. But, so here I am drawing the eyebrow. Now, Jason Momoa has a very interesting eyebrow. He's got like this little cut in the middle of his eyebrow. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm getting extremely detailed with this face because this is what has to be the most accurate, is the face, okay? So here, just filling in the beard. And as you know, when I draw a beard, it has to feel like it's sitting on top of something. So it has to feel like it's sitting on top of the chin, okay, over top of the skin. So, you know, some people, when they draw a beard, it feels like the beard is actually inside the skin, when it should feel it's like sitting on top of it, okay? And the best part about drawing his whole head is the hair, okay? So you gotta imagine this type of hair, it's been, you know, it's been in water like most of the day. So when he comes out, he's gonna have some frizzy hair, as you see in the reference beside here. So I'm just drawing a few guidelines, a few wavy lines, you know, just to make sure that the hair, it will have that sort of feeling. I'm not going into detail yet. We'll do that in the inking stage. But, you know, I just want the feeling right now. As you can tell here, I'm going back, trying to adjust the likeness of Jason Momoa here. I felt his eyes were too wide apart. You know, it's always, you know, trial and error whenever you're doing it. But just like everything else, the more you guys try to create likenesses, the better you're going to get at it. I feel like over the past year, because I was doing so many, especially with the Star Wars piece, that my ability to attain likenesses has improved since then. Of course, it still needs a lot of work, but you know, just like everybody, we're all working on it. So now here I'm actually going ahead and laying in the muscles here. Now, the important part about doing the underdrawing is now we're really starting to think in 3D, and I've mentioned before about thinking in 3D here. So the actual muscles are sitting on top. Again, it's not a part of the rib cage, it's sitting on top of the rib cage. So that's how you got to think about them, all right? So here I'm going ahead and drawing the midsection, but also kind of refining the way the chest is looking here. So now working on the arms, trying to get, you know, the bicep, the tricep there, trying to get those looking correct, okay? So just really adding just itty bits of detail here and there. Enough so that when I go over it with the finishing pen, you know, the structure will be okay. So I don't get into as much detail. Like, I save most of the detail for the inking stage, but I just need to make sure that the foundation is correct, so I don't have to worry about it later on. So there you have, I have the hand holding the staff there, so you can see the fist is coming forward a little bit. I always like to have the index finger coming out just a little bit whenever I'm drawing a hand, right? So there you go, he's coming along there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and actually fill in a little bit of costume detail, because as you can see on the left side, his outfit is very intricate. So many different little details, which makes this an extreme challenge, which also makes this tutorial actually pretty advanced. But I'm just doing the major lines here, okay? Now usually, again, I don't go into this much detail with most characters, but with this particular character I actually have to. The way all the lines intersect with each other, I need to work those out before actually going into ink, or else if I make a mistake, that's pretty much it, especially because I'm going straight to ink. So as you can see, all the little details on the side of his costume. So make sure, if you're going to be trying to, or if you're going to attempt to draw Jason Momoa Aquaman, make sure you get as much reference as you can, okay? So make sure you get pictures of the toys, all the promotional photos that you can, because all those little details, you know, they all work together pretty seamlessly and in a very interesting way. And it's, you know, if you mess up, you can have lines connected to places where they shouldn't be. So that's why I like laying this out at this particular stage here. So as you can see here, the shoulder armor, so that, again, that should feel like it's sitting on top of his shoulder, not his shoulder. So it should come out just a little bit more. And here I am drawing his gauntlets. Here, again, sitting on top of the arm as opposed to becoming his arm. And here I'm just cleaning up just a little bit. It can get a bit messy at this stage. I just got to make sure that before I go into the finishing mode that I'm clear and I understand what I'm drawing here. So now I'm adding all the little details, you know, to the bigger areas here. Now just the lines, just the connection lines, but you notice the curvature of the lines. That's very important, because if you draw those the wrong way, that could really affect the shape of his overall chest. Right here, I'm drawing it on his arms, right? The way I actually curve these lines will actually affect the way the arm looks. Okay, so be very careful with that. Again, imagine it in 3D. Imagine these lines are actually going around the surface, okay? So it's not just, you know, don't think in 2D. Don't think I'm just going to draw a curved line from this point to this point. Think about this line going all the way around the arm. So that's what I'm doing with all these little details here. So I believe now at this point I'm going to start drawing in the pitchfork here. So I'm just going to rough this out lightly. I'm not breaking out the ruler as of yet. I just want to get the feeling of where, you know, all of the little details are going. And for the most part, because of all my experience with perspective and technical drawing, like this part here, it's probably the easiest part for me, drawing this particular pitchfork here. So I'm not too worried about it. That's why I'm not breaking out the pen as of yet. I just needed to know where it's going to go. Well, I lied. Here's the here's a ruler here, but that's just to break out the staff, just so I know where the staff's going to be. Because again, because I'm going straight to ink, I can't go over that line. Okay, I'm going to do my best so that I won't need to use any whiteout in this particular piece. And as I'm talking here right now, I don't even remember if I actually used whiteout at all during this piece. I might have, but I'm not 100% sure. So here I am. Let's draw the legs in. Now I didn't draw the entire body, mainly because if you look at the original art page, there wasn't enough room. I drew him too big. So just going to draw pretty much the upper thighs. And here I am just filling in all the extra detail in the other hand gauntlet, like so. Okay, drawing the other hand. His hand's not relaxed. I'm having it more in a clenched fist. It's more like he's ready to fight. Okay. Now, if his hand was relaxed, you would see the fingers like come down, not completely straight down, but it would like kind of curl just a little bit. There you go. That is pretty much the layout. So there you go. That was part one. Okay, sorry for the abrupt cut there, but that was it. That was part one. It was done laying out, so from this point on, I'm ready to go on to the finishing, and that will be video number 2. Okay, so go to the second video, part 2 of my how to draw an Aquaman, how to draw Aquaman. Okay, and that video will be basic finishing. Okay, and for that video, you just need, I'm going to be using a pen, but you don't have to use a pen. You could use a pencil, and actually, if you are a beginning artist, I suggest you do use a pencil for the next video. But if you have any questions about what we did in this particular video, please do let me know in the comments down below. Please also send me your progress. From this point, please do send it to me. And I mentioned before, any one of you who does any of my tutorials, you tweet them to me on Twitter. I'll be more than happy to retweet them. Okay, so please do that. Also, check out my social media all down below. If the video is up, you will see it on this side or this side. I'm still confused which side, but you'll see it there. But thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Please do visit my print store down below if you're interested in commissions. Those prices are down below. And my name is James. I am the Box Office Artist. I'm here to say keep drawing, and I'll see you all next time.